Thanks, Phil. Thanks, everybody. Jesse Brackenbury. I'm the Executive Director of the Rose Kennedy Greenway Conservancy. Thanks for slipping us on the agenda tonight. Just quick something. Wanted to, well, first of all, season's winding down a little bit. On the Greenway, fountains are off. The Boston Public Market, one of our founding partners, their market continues both at Dewey Square and across from the park in front of Parcel 7, where their year-round market will be. Those continue until Thanksgiving. So still some things happening out on the Greenway, but it's sadly getting colder. It's a nice time for a walk to see the colors, but otherwise getting a little colder. What I mostly wanted to do tonight was introduce two people on our staff who are relatively new. One who you will see in this room sometimes, and one who you will see out in the park. So Michael Nichols joined us about a month ago as our community affairs and strategic projects manager. And so Michael will be helping in attending meetings like this and hearing your concern. He also is working with our board, so we'll be working directly with John and other board members. So John is still, perhaps the best person to bring any questions or thoughts to, but Michael will be here times that I can't be, or times where there's something particularly relevant on the agenda. Trina is our senior park ranger, and she, along with Omar, are in the parks, and you will see them. They have two primary functions. It's a new program that we started. Two is not enough people to cover all of the hours of the week in the mile-and-a-half-long park, but we got some grant funding. It's great to begin. So the two functions are, one, kind of an ambassadorial function. There are a lot of people that are coming out of Faneuil Hall that want to find their way to the North End, and it's not that far, but they don't know how to get here. And the people that are on the Freedom Trail that only know to follow the red line, but are trying to get to the aquarium, Trina and Omar have been helping a lot of people that way. Then the second role that our rangers are playing is to help with kind of public safety and enforcement of some of the rules in the park. Trina and Omar are not able to write tickets or make arrests. They are park rangers, but they are working with the police, with the captain, and we, I think, are already seeing that, law breaking and rule breaking are, coming down somewhat, and that will be ongoing. But delighted to have them start and help us with that. Hopefully it's something that we will be able to raise additional funds to expand over time, but we've begun with two. With that, why don't I let Michael and Trina each have a minute or so to introduce themselves, and then we can give you back your agenda.
I'll be brief, because we did promise Phil under 5 minutes, so I probably got about 15 seconds left. So, my name is Michael Nichols. I've spent most of the last 5 or 6 years working in city and state government, so some of you, I certainly know a number of your board members and a couple of familiar faces around the room. I was most recently working for the Boston City Council. I started with the Greenway about a month ago. And so I am somebody who you should feel comfortable contacting at any time with any of the concerns or observations you have about the Greenway. You could probably look to me to be your sort of rapid response on concerns or issues of interest in the North End. I'm also certainly working sort of on some cross-department opportunities within the Greenway to try and enhance the experience for those of you in the North End with your parks here and along the rest of the Greenway. So I'll leave a stack of business cards with Maria, your secretary, and you can, it's got my cell phone on it, so you really can get me any time of the day that way, which is a little dangerous, but I'm happy to be helpful. So thank you.
My name is Trina Oleksnovich. I come to the Greenway after being a police officer in New Hampshire for 12 years, doing campus safety, and also did investigations down here in Massachusetts for the Disabled Persons Protection Commission. What Jesse has said about being up here in the North End, I am finding that I get a lot of opportunities to be an ambassador to folks coming in through here. Ones that have talked about the Goody Glover Tavern, and then explaining to them, do you know who Goody Glover was? And then giving them a little bit of history that way. It is amazing to me how many people actually cross over, because it's not just South Station that we get them from, they come from North Station coming down also. So I've learned in keeping statistics of those type of contacts, I'm learning that we're getting a whole group of them on parcels 8 and 9, which are the 2 parks up here in the north end. I love it. I can point people over to Mike's Pastry. I can get, what I've been telling them, just so you know, is like, go to the north end, let your nose find a good place to eat, because it will. So I really appreciate it. You will see us up a little more, because we are also patrolling parcel 5, which is a small park, and the end of parcel 6, just to make sure that all of things are copacetic over there. So you will see us. Don't hesitate. If there's something going on that you think we need to pay a little more attention to up here, let me know. That's the only way I'm going to know that we have to pay a little more attention. So if anybody has any questions, I'll leave a business card, a couple business cards with you folks. If anybody needs to get in touch, they'll be able to do that.
I have one quick question. For the off-leash problem that they say is down here, off-leash dogs, is there a problem or isn't there a problem?
I will tell you that I have found, I have given out warnings to unleashed dogs. I don't think the 2 parks up here are any more egregious than, say, the parks in the middle over by the Harbor Hotel.
That's good to hear.
So, but we have spoken to them, and that is one of the rules that we enforce, and most people have been very compliant, so. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Mike. Jesse, we just have one question. John said that you guys got a lease from Massachusetts.
Not quite, but no, we have our board meeting tomorrow. We have been in active conversations with MassDOT. I mean, the big picture on this is the Greenway Conservancy operates with a lease from, Greenway Conservancy operates with a lease from the Massachusetts Department of Transportation. It is state land because their tunnel runs underneath our rooftop park. And that lease, the 5-year lease that we had with them, expired about a year ago. We have been on short-term extensions as we have been talking through this with MassDOT. Those conversations have gotten to a point where tomorrow we are asking the board to authorize execution of a lease before the end of the year, since our next board meeting is not until January. So I think we have the framework for an agreement that extends that. I think that it's one that is quite good for the public. I think that it continues funding for these important parks. I think it's one that will increase our responsibility for caring for things that have not been a focus of MassDOT's. You may be familiar with some of those areas, but it's still somewhat under discussion. I think that we should have a lease that we're signing before the end of the year. So I think that there will be a more detailed, more substantive update to come.
Thank you.